shattered into pieces too small to put back together. They believed that their betrayal would be the nail in your coffin. They wanted to step over the ruins of your life with smug satisfaction, thinking they'd won. But here's where they miscalculated. Betrayal doesn't break the strong. It sharpens them. It molds them in fire. And now they're about to witness the masterpiece their treachery helped create. See, betrayal isn't the death of a warrior. It's the forge. It twists and bends those too weak to endure. But for the resilient, betrayal becomes fuel. It strips away the softness, burns off naivety, and leaves behind something unyielding, something fierce. And that's exactly what you've become. Stronger, smarter, colder. Let them laugh. Let them celebrate your perceived downfall. Because when they least expect it, they'll turn around and see you standing taller than ever before. And when that moment comes, the realization will hit them like a sledgehammer. They didn't break you. They built a force they'll regret messing with. It's funny how people love to wear masks. They pretend to care, pretend to be loyal, pretend they'd never betray you. And because you had a heart, because you believed in loyalty, you trusted them. You thought they were different, that they saw your value and would stand by you through thick and thin. But people like that don't see you as a person. They see you as a tool, a means to an end. And the moment you're no longer useful, poof, they discard you without a second thought, like yesterday's trash. The worst part? They never think twice about it. They assume you'll remain broken, stuck in the wreckage of what was. But they made one fatal mistake. They underestimated you. They thought they'd leave you in the dark. But guess what? You found your light. And not just any light. A fire so fierce it burns through every excuse, every weakness, and every ounce of self-doubt they tried to plant in you. This isn't about revenge. Oh no, revenge is too predictable, too small for someone like you. This is about transformation, evolution. You're not interested in getting even. You're interested in becoming untouchable, building a life so remarkable that their absence is nothing more than a distant memory. And when they see you thriving, when they hear your name being spoken with admiration, when they witness the empire you built brick by brick from the ashes of their betrayal, that's when their true punishment begins. Not because you sought to hurt them, but because they'll realize they can never touch you again. There's a funny thing about growth. It makes you outgrow the people who wronged you. At some point, their betrayal stops mattering. It's not because you forgive them, but because they simply aren't relevant anymore. You won't wait for apologies that will never come. You won't entertain their excuses. You won't waste another second trying to understand why they did what they did. That's their burden to carry, not yours. Your focus? It's on building, creating, and living a life so full of purpose that their betrayal becomes nothing more than a plot twist in your success story. They thought they'd won. Thought they could walk away without consequences. But time is the great equalizer, isn't it? Regret is a slow poison. It doesn't hit them immediately. No, it creeps in when they least expect it, in the quiet moments, in the spaces between their hollow victories. They'll search for someone like you, try to replace what they lost, chase fleeting connections that never quite measure up. But they'll fail, because people like you, you're one of a kind. And they threw that away. That realization, it'll haunt them. But you won't even care. You'll be too busy thriving, building, becoming unstoppable. You see, betrayal isn't just pain, it's transformation. It rewires your mind, reshapes your world, and makes you see things for what they really are. You stop believing in fairy tales and start building your own reality. And that's where your true power lies. You become untouchable. Not because you seek revenge, but because you no longer need it. You become someone who moves differently, thinks differently, lives differently. Someone who can no longer be broken. They'll watch from the sidelines, drowning in the regret of their own choices. And you? You'll be too far ahead to even hear their cries. Their greatest mistake wasn't betraying you. It was thinking that betrayal would end you. But all they did was set you on a path they'll never be able to follow. You are no longer the victim. You are the consequence. And that, my dear, is something they will never escape.